your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Take a look at the satellite radar tonight, and we actually had a few showers that were moving across some parts of central Illinois. And that was up into portions of Iroquois County, into Ford County, Gibson City, over towards Milford. You guys had some showers, actually some nice pictures of some rainbows earlier today as well. Those showers are now dwindling away, pushing into Indiana. We're done with the rain, and actually we're going to put together a stretch of dry days as we head towards the end of the week and into the weekend. 75 in Champaign right now, 73 in Springfield. We're hoping to see a lowering of that humidity over the next few days, and I think that starts tomorrow with highs in the lower 80s. We will talk about a big increase in that temperature department and the humidity as well. When it may feel like 100, we'll show it to you coming up. WCIA3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA3 News.
It is very unreasonable, and especially the time frame that we've been given.
The U of I is making sure buildings are clean during the pandemic, but the people cleaning them say they were blindsided with how the university wants to do it. Phase 4 means more businesses are open, but the governor is warning some parts of the state could have to close down again.
You're a thief, and you're a disgrace.
Strong words from a widow after seeing what was stolen from her husband's grave.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA3 News at 10.
I can't even start making arrangements because I don't know anything.
The U of I is forcing hundreds of custodial workers to change their schedules, leaving many wondering how they're going to rework their lives. Now they're protesting the university's decision. Good evening, I'm Jessica Coons. The Facilities and Services Union met with university leaders today to hash out employees' concerns. But the university insists they have to change these schedules to keep buildings clean during the pandemic. WCIA3's Jennifer Jensen has more.
U of I facility and service employees work around the clock to clean the buildings and classrooms on campus. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the university decided to change their shifts to have more people cleaning during the peak hours of the afternoon into the night once school starts. That decision is throwing about 200 union employees into uncertainty.
It is very unreasonable, and especially the time frame that we've been given. It's not giving me any time to make any sort of arrangements and adjustments.
The union representatives say this change creates a problem because it unexpectedly disrupts employees' lives. These are the current shifts for facilities and services workers. They cover cleaning times around the clock. These are the hours for the new shift changes the university is requiring. It eliminates 3 shifts and places more employees to work in these rotations. Crystal Young, a single mother of 3, works the 4 a.m. to 12:30 shift. She's worried about how this different schedule will affect her family.
It's going to be difficult for me to find somebody to watch later in the evening and overnight.
This isn't what she signed up for when she was hired for the job. She says it's more than an inconvenience. It will also impact her time with her kids.
I wouldn't have very much of a family life at that point. I really wouldn't see them much at all.
The university has the legal ability to make these changes. People will get a choice of their new shifts based on seniority. The university responded to the employees' complaints, saying in part, quote, "In order to meet the daily cleaning and disinfection recommendations from the CDC and our public health district, it is necessary to adjust existing schedules and to establish some new afternoon rotations. These decisions were made only after careful evaluation and consideration, and they are necessary for the campus to continue its operations during the COVID-19 pandemic." Reporting, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA3, your local news leader.
These changes would go into effect sometime before school starts in late August, but a specific date hasn't been set. A group of workers plan to protest every day this week outside of the Facilities and Service building on campus. The university will meet with the union again on Monday, and the union is hoping there will be some compromise. The governor says tighter lockdowns could be coming as infection rates are rising in parts of the state. The Metro East area near St. Louis is around a 7% positivity rate and rising. If that trend continues, the governor says the Department of Public Health could start to clamp down.
State will take immediate action to impose additional mitigations if a region crosses over the metrics that we set. And Metro East is coming dangerously close to that.
He says lockdowns would change region by region depending on the hot spots or problem areas. Central Illinois remains the best area in the state for people who get a test coming back positive, but the positivity rate has still gone up. Region 6, which is the eastern part of the state from Macon County over, has a rate of 2.4%, up 0.2% since the 18th. In Region 3, which is the west side of central Illinois, that's at 3.3%, up 0.1%. There are almost 1,600 new cases in Illinois, the highest number since June 2nd, making 165,000 cases total. 23 more people have died for a total of more than 7,300 deaths. The governor also announced today the eviction moratorium in place because of the pandemic has been extended and now goes until August 22nd. Two programs were put in place to help people with housing problems, one for renters and one for homeowners. Each program has distributed $150 million. New tonight, the state is directing at least $270 million to helping child care providers who have lost money during the pandemic. But not every organization that helps provide care qualifies for this. Crisis nurseries do not fall under the same licensing as other child care providers, even though they're offering emergency help for families in need. Effingham's director says although the community has been supportive, it's especially hard when they're also losing out on normal fundraising events that had to be canceled.
I think this pandemic has definitely put on the spotlight a lot of our, not just community, but our state's strengths, but it's also shown us areas where growth is needed and support is needed, and that is definitely one of them.
Crisis nurseries have formed a coalition to help advocate for themselves. They're also continuing to collect items like diapers and formulas for parents who can't afford them. Taylorville police have identified 7 suspects after a school was broken into. Here's security video of several of them walking through the West School building. Police say they caused major damage. Late this afternoon, the department posted a thank you to everyone who helped find those responsible. That included some parents who brought their kids in who were involved. A woman in Tolono is asking how someone could be so heartless after a memento beside her late husband's grave was stolen. WCIA3's Jen Lask spoke with her about the upsetting discovery and what she wants to say to whoever's behind the theft.
My husband, Larry Dalton, was a huge Cardinal fan.
As for Teal,
I really don't watch baseball.
still, the two shared lots of memories around the team.
Oh, I would aggravate, and they'd get ready to pitch or something, and I'd take a step in front, you know, just to get a reaction and get out of the way. So, yeah, it was fun.
That's why she wanted this Cardinal placed next to his grave after her husband's death in November. Dalton was stunned when her daughter called to say the Cardinal beside his grave was missing. She believes it was taken sometime this weekend because she visited his grave every day last week. It's what she's been doing for months, sometimes several times a day, all to honor the husband, father, and grandfather they had to say goodbye to.
It's disgusting that someone would steal anything off of a cemetery to begin with, but then to take it off of the veterans, that makes it twice as bad, in my opinion.
She's asking whoever took the Cardinal to bring it back to Bailey Memorial Cemetery and has this message.
You're a thief and you're a disgrace to steal anything from a cemetery, whether it be a veteran or anybody else.
In Tolono, Jen Lask, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Dalton has filed a report with the Champaign County Sheriff's Office. Bailey Cemetery did not want to comment on this case, but did say although they've dealt with thefts over the years, they have not seen an uptick recently. A wrongful death lawsuit involving a Macon County jail inmate could go to trial. Michael Carter Sr. died in July of 2015. In the formal complaint, the Macon County Sheriff's Office is accused of depriving him of his medication for diabetes, emergency medical care, and ambulance transport. Decatur Memorial Hospital and several others are also listed. They and the Sheriff's Office have denied doing anything wrong. We have more information on this case on WCIA.com right now. Groups from different churches in Champaign-Urbana made their way through the streets tonight to pray. The church members say they recognize distress and violence that has invaded CU. With this year's uptick in shootings and worry during the COVID-19 pandemic, they wanted to do their part to show people they care.
Our hope is to simply to change the community. Our hope is to introduce to others prayer if they didn't know it before, or even if they did, to offer love and hope.
They've been doing these prayer walks for the past month, and they will continue next week in Champaign, praying in the neighborhoods around Gramercy Park. We have a follow-up from Sangamon County tonight. People are still looking for answers after a teacher was fired in New Berlin. Now the Illinois Education Association is backing the former union leader. New Berlin school board members voted to fire Joe Kindred last month. He was a tenured teacher and the baseball coach. School board meeting minutes from back in December say Kindred was being investigated for student records violations, but many parents and teachers say the board has yet to offer a reason that he should have been fired, which is why the IEA is looking into this case.
We believe that Joe's termination was unlawful. That is why we will file an unfair labor practice charge with the Illinois Education Labor Relations Board against the New Berlin School District on Joe's behalf.
The IEA won't talk about what it found in its own investigation. Kindred is not making any public statements right now because of that impending suit. The recount for the Macon County Sheriff's race is complete, but we still don't know what the final count is. Tony Brown beat Jim Root by 1 vote in the 2018 election, and a full recount was called for after that. Now that it's done, those numbers will be submitted to a judge this Friday. This report may not answer many questions because of a number of contested ballots. Those will require a decision by a judge. Yesterday's storms did quite a bit of damage, and people are still cleaning up tonight. Plus, there's controversy surrounding one school district's mascot, why a former player there says it should not be changed. And later, it's a big honor for one Illinois coach, which she was just named to.